YouTube, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy D Hyde. Just want to welcome you guys back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed day. Now, today I wanted to talk to you guys about the patchy beard, man. Now, this is something that I've never really touched on and made a complete video about. So this is actually my first video talking about the patchy beard. And what I want to do in this video is basically just share my own personal experience when it came to dealing with my trouble spots. And hopefully I can share some knowledge to kind of help you with the situation you got going on with your patchy beard. All right, now this is not going to be no miracle information that's going to eventually have you growing a thick full beard and, you know, just eliminate all your patches. We have to think realistically here. Now, of course, fellas, I know when it comes to dealing with your patchy beard, this is a very touchy subject, okay? And for a lot of us, it messes with our self-esteem, you know, our confidence when it comes to growing out a beard. And in some cases, a lot of guys can't handle it and they end up just shaving off the beard and be like, you know what, this is not for me. But age, genetics, and patience are probably the three top things you're gonna have to deal with when it comes to dealing with your patchy beard, all right? Now, let's start off with age. Now, I've always had some type of facial hair from the sweet old age of 16. All right, I started getting those long ass sideburns. And then around 17, 18, I started noticing my sideburns dropping down lower and lower. And I started to get a little more coverage on my beard. No connection right here, a little mustache, a little chin strap. That's what I was rocking around 21. And then as I got older, I started noticing more and more growth in my beard. You know, I was able to kind of widen this area up a little bit. Still wasn't connecting right here. So technically this will be considered like, you know, a patch. Now, as I started to age more, I started to notice a little more coverage on my face. I started to have a little more hair growing up a little higher on my cheek. This area down here started to fill in a little more on my neck. And I was getting a little heavier mustache. But I still had issues when it came to filling in this spot right here. So what I started doing was just rocking my beard a lot lower because this area right here growing a lot darker. And I was content with that, you know, for a while. I left this area right here very small to where it barely connected. And then of course I had all this area down here pretty dark and my mustache, you know, I try to do the best I can with my mustache. But I didn't really allow this whole area to grow in. And that was all the way up until maybe the last 3 years when I decided to go with the full beard look. And then I noticed that I had some major issues when it came to these areas not filling up as thick as other areas on my beard. So when you're young and you're dealing with a patchy beard, just give yourself a little bit of time and just know that you do have the potential of possibly growing out those spots. Now, it's not guaranteed, okay? It's not guaranteed because this is the part that genetics play. When it comes to genetics already determined that I was gonna have this much coverage, you know, and be able to grow a full beard like this at this age, all right? Now, will this happen to everybody? No, it won't. And that's just the honest truth. It won't happen to everybody, all right? You may start to see growth on your face as far as facial hair, but some areas of your face will probably never fill in, no matter how old you get. And that's just your genetic makeup. That's your genetic code already determined what you can and what you can't grow, okay? So I've seen a lot of guys to where they're in their mid-30s, early 40s, probably even 50s, still have problem spots when it comes to their beard. And as an example, I still have a problem spot right up in this area. As you guys can see, this is like my weakest spot on my beard to where the hair really doesn't grow in as full and thick in. And as you guys can see in some of these areas, I really don't have no growth at all. You know, the hairs are just spaced wide apart and they're not as bunched up and tight in this lower part of my beard, all right? So at my age, I'm still having problem spots when it comes to the top part up here of my beard. And for me, what I did dealing with this part is that I allowed all of this area right here to get really long. As you guys can see, if I lift it up, you can see the hair, all right? It's pretty long around these areas, all right? So what I do with this is that I allow this area right here to get a little long. I try not to trim this area too much because the minute I trim this off or I try to clean it up, it'll look like I have a really big gap right there. But by allowing those hairs to kind of stay long, what I can do is just kind of comb over those trouble spots and it gives the illusion of my beard not being so patchy, okay? And this can be the case for a lot of guys. You know, I've seen this to where guys have patches in their beard up in here. And what happens is that as the beard grows, it starts to grow longer and longer. And then you can pretty much cover up any bad spots that you have, all right? And that's exactly what I did in this area. Now, for a lot of you guys, you may have different problems where the beard comes down, it stops, and then you have like a big gap. You know, even if you wanted to raise your beard line up, and then you have like that gap, but then it connects down here. I've seen cases where guys rock that and it looks good, but it's all up to what you want and what you're trying to achieve. You know, so the best advice I can give you guys for dealing with certain situations when it comes to your patchy beard is just try to make the best out of whatever situation you have and try to make your beard look as presentable and nice as possible, okay? So with that being said, that leads me into patience. Having patience. Like anything that grows, you're gonna have to be patient and allow it to grow, just like your beard, all right? You're gonna have to be patient, give your beard the opportunity to really reach its full potential. And I know for a lot of us it's hard because we wanna see it now. We wanna see it now. We wanna, you know, start growing out our beards, and within like 2-3 months, we expect to have a nice full beard. And unfortunately for a lot of us, that's not the case. And if you truly wanna see change, especially when it comes to a patchy beard, you're gonna have to really, really give yourself some time. And I've spoken to guys to where they say, you know what, you know, we're in February, but I started growing my beard since last year, August, or last year, October. Your beard may grow at a slower rate. And when you look back at pictures, then you'll be able to have a better understanding of what the word beard journey means, okay? Because you're gonna actually see your beard change as you continue your journey, all right? And that's what it's about. It's about the journey and just giving yourself that time, being patient to allow your beard to reach its full potential. And that's dealing with the patches, the imperfections with your beard. But you're gonna have to give yourself some time to see if those patches are actually gonna fill in, or the hairs around those areas are actually gonna get long enough to where it covers up those spots. You know, you can't get frustrated and just shave the whole thing off. You're gonna have to stay patient and give your beard the opportunity to grow, okay? So with all that being said, man, you have to understand that your genetic makeup, your age, having patience, a little bit of time, all those things are key factors when it comes to dealing with your patchy beard, all right? And the biggest thing that you can take away from this is that, you know what, if time didn't work, having the patience didn't work, then you just have to come to the realization that this is your genetic makeup, all right? Nothing's gonna change. You gotta rock what you have, make the best out of your situation, and just enjoy your beard for what it is. You know, get creative. Think about how you can, you know, fade your beard, or, you know, line your beard up. Maybe you need to drop your line down a little lower. Maybe you need to raise your beard line up a little higher, just to make it look more suitable for what you are able to grow. You know, all of us are not the same. We all have different scenarios when it comes to this beard thing. But you have to understand that you're gonna have to use what you have and make the best out of what you're able to grow, all right? And at the end of the day, just love and embrace your beard, man, for what it is. All right, fellas? But this is your boy D Hyde. I want you guys to have a wonderful, blessed week, outstanding weekend, and I will catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.